All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Pretty shaky day overall in markets, but guess what? Guess who's green? Guess what sector is green? Should be a surprise to nobody. But, Tesla nicely green this morning. Workhorse following. If you're here, you know that one of my main favorite sympathy plays to Tesla has been Workhorse. Many of you may also remember, I used to, up to 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago or whatever it was a big fan of Nikola, but hey, that's what happens. I posted the news on September 8th that I said Nikola was doomed. It was 2 weeks ago. Never, ever, ever do a deal with the devil. Okay? Never take the money from Satan, aka General Motors, or any other bankrupt, not only financially bankrupt, but morally bankrupt company like GM. Okay. Anyway, that being said, love Workhorse today, love Tesla today. I think if you're short-term trading, especially into battery day, your focus should be EVs, electric vehicles. Now, anything can change. Obviously, a lot can change from today till tomorrow, or the next day, or next week. But again, my opinion. INO. I hate to say only EVs, but INO's in full squeeze mode. Beautiful. Man, I really like INO right here over 1750 with risk on red to green. INO, as discussed Friday, this is in full squeeze mode. Love this push through 1750 on a day the market is getting crushed. Risk on green to red at 17. Nice. This is the power of heavily shorted stocks. This is what happens when morons get trapped by following wizards on Twitter. This is what happens when you listen to the wizards on Twitter. You get bagged short a stock like this. So, love it. So, Tesla and WKHS and other EVs, main swing ideas into battery day. What do you think about Nikola puts, Jason? Jason, I see no upside in Nikola. So, Jason, here's the thing. So, Jason asks about, selling his Nikola puts or holding them. You got a nice profit, I'm assuming. Nikola's down like 30% this morning. So, I'm assuming you have a very nice profit, Jason. So, in this game, one of our favorite things to say is you'll never go broke taking profits. But at the same point, don't get greedy. But here's the thing, Jason. I'll finish on this. I see zero upside in Nikola. I mean, like zero. So, Nikola, after taking money from the great Satan of automakers, only thing would have been better is if Nikola partnered with Chrysler. I mean, the only reason Nikola isn't like $2 a share is because they didn't partner with Chrysler. I see no upside here with Trevor getting kicked out. But that being said, you got a 30% down move today. You'll never go broke taking profits. This apps was on the weekend. Did I have apps on the weekend watch list or not? Too many stocks. Yeah, apps. Week open, ready, green. Yep. So, now remember, okay, apps is 100% a week open, ready, green. But remember what the overall market's doing. You know, we're down 2% and making new lows. So today might not be the day to try and trade apps unless the market turns around. So, as always, you don't have to trade every day. You know, this is one of those days you'll hear me say this, especially if you're under the PDT. Especially if you're under the PDT, maybe today is a day not to trade. So yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of news with Nikola. It's all bad. The CEO left or whatever, or well, got forced out. So, are there any podcasts or books you would recommend on the psychological aspects of trading? Number one of the best trading podcasts out there is Michael Cavell, Trend Following. Highly recommend that. Michael Cavell is a great guy. And, you know, what a lot of what Michael talks about, he's not doing like specific stocks, etc. You know, he's talking more big picture ideas. So, highly recommend Trend Following by Michael Cavell. And then when it comes to books, check out my podcast. Well, our podcast, I should say. I do it with Stephen and Kim. But go to steadytrade.com. Man, we talk about books all the time. So that's what I would say. Trend Following by Michael Cavell, and then Steady Trade podcast. Should I take losses on Nikola? Yes, move on. Remember, I warned. You know, I'm not going to repeat. Man, I warned you guys on September 8th. I'm not going to beat that to death. So, what do you think about XBit? No volume. So, I can't really comment on XBit because there's just no volume. Sorry. It's only traded 6,000 shares. Sorry. NTN. One and done chart. They're selling assets. So, here's the thing with NTN. Number one, right off the bat, they're selling assets. And it's a one and done chart. So, talk about a tag team of crappy indicators. Selling assets and a one and done chart. Yeah, especially, well, I'm going to say yuck, especially on a big down day. Remember, when you got a one and done chart like NTN, that's never bullish. And, selling assets is the ultimate desperation move. Okay? Here's an analogy I use a lot. Okay? And some of you probably will get annoyed by this, but I'm making a point. Many of you know I'm a hobby welder. I enjoy welding. I enjoy woodworking. I always recommend, especially if you're a day trader, have a real hobby, okay? And not to get too off topic, but if you're sitting at this computer all day, it is tremendously therapeutic to have some sort of what I call real hobby, where you're making something, with your hands. Listen, I don't care if you're knitting, quilts, pottery, welding, woodworking like I like. Do something real, especially if you're like me and you sit at this freaking computer 16 hours a day, okay? That being said, I always use, when I talk about selling assets, I talk about the Bowen's Welding, okay? So Bowen's Welding Warehouse. What happens if I sell all my welders? What's the future for my business? It's not good. If I don't have any welders, I can't weld anything. I can't make any sales. I've got no growth aspects. So that's what when I see selling assets, it's never bullish to me. Because what is their future potential prospects if they're selling off their means of production? You can't create anything if you're selling off your means of production. So, Pick. Pick was last week's SPAC. Pick. Last week's SPAC. Dip and rip over highs. I mean, this is EV related. So, Pick last week's EV SPAC. Dip and rip over pre-market highs. Oracle, I don't know. I guess, I think it's bullish again that they got TikTok, but I don't know. I don't know. I just think, the biggest problem with Oracle is they're just so huge. Oracle could for sure grind slowly higher, but I'm just not in love with it. So, hey, Tim, market slow, no upside or downside. Corray on slow days like today. I mean, listen, remember, cash is a position, okay? And I'll finish on this point, but all of you need to remember, I mean, I'm assuming the majority of you are newer traders, okay? Maybe Warren Buffett's watching. Maybe Paul Tudor Jones is watching. Maybe Stevie Cohen is watching. How's it going, Stevie? Congrats on buying the Mets. Though I don't know why you're buying a professional sports team. Stevie, instead of buying a professional sports team, start your money on fire. At least if you burn that money you spent on the Mets, it will keep you warm for a few minutes, Stevie Cohen. But anyway, I'm assuming it's newer traders out there. Cash is a position. Not trading is a valid action. Okay? If you got a small account and you lose $500 today because you're trading non-ideal setups, I mean, listen, if you got a $5,000 account and you're like, man, nothing out there. But then you're like, oh man, I really want some action today. And you lose $500 on some non-ideal setup. That's bad. That is really bad. Okay? Now, if there's let's say we had some low float electric vehicle play trading, 30 million shares in pre-market, markets gapping up, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's when you're like, oh, here we go. We got a hot sector play. We got insane volume. Tesla's gapping up. My low floater has news. Okay, that's when you trade. It's not about action. It's not about trading every day. And don't listen to me. Okay, you don't have to listen to me. Every veteran trader is going to tell you that. If you go through your list, your process, and you don't see anything, stay in cash and don't lose money. Defense is a valid action. Okay, that being said, my main watch is INO and EV plays. That's basically it. INO, how's INO doing? For the continued squeeze, get some INO, and then EV plays as long as Tesla stays strong. So, all right, everyone, have a great day. I know I got a little off topic today, but listen. I know I got a little off topic talking about selling assets, one and done charts, staying in cash. But seriously, these are the days that I am going to go off topic and talk about concepts because, listen, other than INO, not much out there in the morning. Okay. So, all right. Have a great day, and we will, I might be back at noon on my personal Instagram. I might have to run an errand midday. So just watch your notifications. But if I'm not here at noon, don't yell at me. I'm going to try and be here, but I might have to run an errand. So have a great morning. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.